is genuinely the book that got me into fantasy books. I can't believe I just remembered those names. That's crazy. That's how much I love this book. Like, genuinely, if anyone in my life even utters the name Sam Cortlandt, I'm done for. I actually think I'm disintegrating to ash. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 8. This video is going to be so much fun because I'm going to give you guys book recommendations that you need to read this winter. If you're a reader, stick around because I have so many different book recs that you need to read this holiday season. Absolutely need to read these. These are just going to be so good and they're going to elevate your holiday festive vibe. Also, if I'm a little bit off in today's video, I am running on caffeine. I'm running on caffeine and like 3 hours of sleep every night. So Vlogmas is not for the weak, I promise you. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. Okay guys, so the way this video is kind of going to work is I'm actually going to give you guys my Christmas book recommendations first that are very, very festive, holiday, Christmas vibes. I do have, and I'll be honest, majority of these books are more of like a winter season vibe because I don't read a lot of Christmas books. I have a lot of like winter book recs. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyways, I'm so done over explaining things on my YouTube channel. I forget sometimes, hey, you guys are humans too. You understand what I mean when I say things. So our first book is one that I actually need everyone to read literally ever. I feel like whenever it's December time, I'm peer pressuring everyone around me to read this book, and that is One Day in December by Josie Silver. I adore this book so much. Something about the way this book is written and just the setting of the story in general is so beautifully done. Utterly obsessed with all of our characters. It feels like Josie Silver made these characters that actually exist in the real world. They feel so realistic to life in general. And I also feel like Josie Silver is really good at making characters because they just are so multifaceted, each one of them. And even though you're kind of rooting for this specific two people to be together, you understand why the other ones are together and you understand kind of why it's going this way. I don't know how to explain it. Let me just explain the premise. Maybe let's start there. Basically, the premise of this book is that you're following Lori, Sarah, and Jack. Can't believe I just remembered those names. That's crazy. That's how much I love this book. Basically, Lori sees Jack one day, like he's on a bus and she's at the bus stop, I believe it is. And it's kind of a love at first sight thing. They don't have a conversation, but she is such a hopeless romantic and she literally dreams that like this guy is her end all be all. And then one day, Lori's best friend, Sarah, shows up with her new boyfriend, which is Jack. And I just feel like the female friendship throughout this book within Sarah and Lori is so beautifully done also because they never once like utterly hate each other about this. Like, to be fair, Lori doesn't come clean about it right away at all. Like, it takes her a while to come clean about like, oh, that's the same guy, by the way. But I do feel like they are both just such good friends to each other. And honestly, even just watching all of the relationships shift and change throughout this book was really interesting because Lori and Jack have to become friends because Lori is really close friends with Sarah. So it's like, I have to become friends with this guy that I'm convinced is my true love and he's my best friend's boyfriend. Diabolical. Genuinely diabolical. Oh my god. I do think even though the premise is quite insane and I feel like it feels really Hallmarky vibe, it is done so well that it just purely strikes emotion out of you. I did not expect that going into this book. I was expecting a cute, fun, light, fluffy, like Hallmark movie-esque vibe. It was not. It was very far from that. There were very deep topics in this book. I truly almost cried. Actually, I think I did cry at this book. I think I read it in a vlog and I literally cried. Cue the clips of me reading this book because wow, I was an emotional wreck. The difference between this clip and the last clip is actually like insane. I am crying. Like, this is insane. I'm laughing because I'm crying. Our main character, Lori, in this book still deals with the grief of the way that it's described in this book. Like, it just makes me sob. Like, oh my god, like how many times do I have to cry on my YouTube channel about a book? Like, I just feel like this book deserves all its flowers. For like a Christmas book, this really sets the standard really high. And I don't think another Christmas book could ever compare to this one for me, if I'm being completely honest. It was so cute, but it was so heartbreaking and emotional. Just wow, this book is great. Okay guys, next up we have the most Hallmarky book literally ever to exist in the world, Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. I wouldn't say that, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like a 5-star read. Like, If you're a person like me, whenever Christmas comes around, the only thing you want to do is watch like cheesy rom-com Christmas Hallmark movies, this is the book for you. It literally felt like a cheesy, cringy Hallmark movie. And if you guys don't know what this book is about, basically you're following these two best friends. The girl's family owns a Christmas tree farm that's actually not doing very well. She ends up lying and saying, oh, I own the Christmas tree farm with my boyfriend. So then her best friend has to step in and pretend to be her boyfriend for the Christmas season. So basically our two characters are Stella and Luca. I love a friends to lovers moment. I do. I love it so much, but I feel like sometimes it does get a little bit boring. You have to really lean into the, oh, cozy, cringy Hallmark vibes when you read this, because it's not going to be like, oh my god, like a crazy page turner. It's just like a cute, lighthearted, fun time. It's not anything crazy. I feel like if you're looking for a specifically like Christmas book, you should read this. This next one is really serious. I take this really seriously, by the way. The next book that I literally need you to read this winter, honestly, even if it's not winter, I just need you to read this book, period. I almost feel like to be on my channel, I need to like have a questionnaire in the beginning before you watch a video. Have you read Throne of Glass? Because that's how seriously I take this series. And let's be completely honest here, I haven't even finished the series. I'm only on book 2. Technically, this could be book 1 or book 2. It depends on the reading order that you decide, but I read The Assassin's Blade first. That changed my life. Oh, I have one name to say to you guys, Sam Cortland. Genuinely, if anyone in my life even utters the name Sam Cortland, I'm done for. I actually think I'm disintegrating to ash. The Assassin's Blade you can either read first or fourth in the book, because I guess if you read it fourth, like there are some things that are spoiled, but the reading orders are just weird in fantasy books in general sometimes. I read it first and then I read Throne of Glass second. I actually haven't even started Crown of Midnight, but I feel like I'm more so just terrified for the person that I'm going to become when I continue this series. I have to be in a certain mental state to watch Selena go through things again. I just love Selena so much. If you guys don't know what these books are about, it's a very, very long series. But you have to start it. If there's one thing that you're gonna do in life, you have to start the Throne of Glass series. Basically, the series starts and you're following our main character, Selena. She works for this thing called an Assassin's Guild, which basically just has a bunch of assassins who go on missions to kill people. Selena actually doesn't want to be in this Assassin's Guild. That's not what she wanted to do. Her childhood was really traumatic and she kind of got forced into the Assassin's Guild. That's the only family that she has, unfortunately. And oh my god, the leader of the Assassin's Guild, when I catch you. Basically, the whole series starts and you're following Selena kind of trying to get out of this Assassin's Guild. That's basically the events of the Assassin's Blade. Now, Throne of Glass is very similar to kind of a Hunger Games-esque vibe. Selena has to go through these different missions and these different like trials, basically. If you decide to start with Throne of Glass, basically you're gonna follow Selena through these different trials that are very similar to the Hunger Games. She literally is in this mansion with a bunch of different opponents and she has to go through these different trials to escape. But guys, when I tell you, you will never meet a stronger female main character than Selena. I feel like maternal towards Selena sometimes. I truly love her so much. And I don't know what it is, but the way Sarah J Maas writes fantasy books is so well done. Like, it just really engulfs you. It makes you feel like you are there. And especially with fantasy books like this, it's so hard to feel like you are part of it because there are so many things going on and the world is so built up. The way she does her world building, it never makes me feel dumb. It never makes me feel like, oh, I don't understand what the heck is going on. I also feel like you need to start the series this winter because it's one of those series that you're just going to want to binge read. Guys, you have winter break. What are you gonna do all winter break? Haul on Throne of Glass immediately. Okay guys, next up we have a very cozy, cute read, but also one that is going to change your entire perspective on life. I read this book like 2 years ago now, and it has just not left my brain. And that book is none other than The Storied Life of AJ Thackeray. I feel like I haven't talked about this book in a while, so you can't even hate me for talking about it yet. When I tell you, I have never in my life felt like, oh, I can relate to an old man until this book. This book made me be like, wait, why do I like relate to grumpy old men characters? I don't know why that is, but basically the premise of this book is that you're following AJ Thackeray. He lives on this small island and he owns a bookstore there. Now, he is known around town as this really grumpy and rude guy, but that's only because his wife tragically passed away in a car accident and he's just been grieving her ever since. Obviously, something about me is that when a book covers the topic of grief, somehow I'm just like, I'm led there. And I guess the best way to describe this book is it's basically following the events in the town. Someone steals from his bookstore at one point, also ends up adopting a daughter at one point, and the ending of the book is so tragic and so painful, to the point that I love this book so much I have 2 copies of it, and they are both displayed up there on my favorite shelf every single day. Also, yes, this does take place like over different seasons, but I feel like the overarching vibe of it is like a cold winter day. Like when you read this book, it needs to be like a cold winter day where you're snuggled up in a blanket and cozy on your bed. Anyways, on to the next. Guys, I have to talk about Dance of Thieves. I have to. Oh my god, sue me. I have to, because this is genuinely the book that got me into fantasy books. For some reason, the more fantasy books I read, the more and more I'm like, I know where home is. This book has my heart. I feel like from the beginning, the stakes were super high. I feel like also from the beginning, my heart was pounding out of my chest. I was like, oh my god. I also am utterly obsessed with these characters. Oh, the things I would do to have one more page of Cassie and Jace. I'm sorry. But if you guys don't know what this book is about, basically you're following our main characters, Cassie and Jace. And Cassie is our female lead. Now, she actually works for the queen of one of the kingdoms. She gets sent by the queen to go undercover to Jace's kingdom and kind of uncover his secrets and basically overthrow his entire government. Now, Jace is the prince of his kingdom, but like kind of becoming the king throughout this book too. When I tell you, Cassie's backstory will actually put an ache in your heart. I can't even, because she was done so wrong and so many bad things happened to her. Just watching her life transform was so beautiful. And also when you get to the second book follows like Cassie's revenge arc. Oh my god, I was eating it up every single time. I also just love Dance of Thieves so much because it felt like Cassie and Jace's banter and chemistry was like, these have to be real people. Anyways, with all that being said, I feel like the 3 hours of sleep is getting to me, so this video needs to end. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I love you guys so much. I hope I gave you guys some good book recommendations. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another video.